Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to review the movie Luck. Anytime there's spoilers, I will let you know that spoilers are coming up. And I've been excited to review this movie. I've been excited for the movie ever since I saw the first trailer. So let's watch a 30-second teaser real quick and then we'll get into it.
I blamed bad luck for everything until I found a lucky penny. And what did I do? I flushed it.
Not a penny!
Somebody to someone.
What kind of a crazy talking cat are you?
A lucky Scottish one, obviously. This is the land of luck. You can't be here! You're insanely unlucky. You'll cause a disaster. Good luck to us both.
Luck, streaming on Apple TV+, rated G.
So essentially the storyline here is the curtain is pulled back on the millennia-old battle between the organizations of good luck and bad luck. Now, who are the characters? Well, first of all, we have Sam. I would call Sam Selfless Sam, as she is our protagonist and hero. Next up, we have Hazel, who is Sam's good friend. Next, our next character is Bob. He is the Scottish lucky black cat and the magical helper in this journey, and I would also call him a co-hero in this. Okay, and next we have Jerry. He is a leprechaun and he is Bob's close friend, probably Bob's best friend in the Land of Luck. All right, we also have the captain, who's voiced by Whoopi Goldberg, and then we have Jeff the Unicorn, who is sort of like the perfect amount of serious when needed and comic relief. He plays a bit of an oracle kind of character, delivering information when it's needed, and like I said, also comic relief when it's needed, so a little bit of two roles for Jeff. All right, next up we have Babe, the Luck Dragon and CEO of the Luck Organization, who is voiced by Jane Fonda. Now, she is sort of the goddess to our hero, and there's some interesting things related to temptation for both our heroes and for herself as well, related to this character. All right, next up we have the bunnies, which are sort of all over Luck and I guess, Lucky Rabbit's feet. So, but the bunnies are just sort of hilarious and cute, and actually they often steal the show in this movie, even though there's no specific bunny, but just collectively. And yeah, sometimes just the scenes with the bunnies are just fantastic, and they'll just have you laughing out loud. Finally, we have Ruti, which is voiced by John Ratzenberger, and yes, he's absolutely in this movie, and he's the voice that you are waiting to hear the entire movie, and you're so happy when you get to hear that voice. So if you're not familiar with the background of this and the background of John Lasseter's involvement with both Skydance and this movie Luck, then I am going to place a card to my previous video, and you should go check that out. This is absolutely a fantastic movie from John Lasseter, and it's definitely what you would come to expect. So next up, let's talk about the voice work. Now, all I can say about the voice work it is absolutely on point. Even Whoopi Goldberg and Jane Fonda, two people that I generally despise in real life, are actually fantastic here. So I would say don't let their personal issues that they have hold you back from seeing this amazing film. Separate the art and the artist in this case. It is worth your while to do that. Simon Pegg as Bob, I didn't even realize it was him. And Simon Pegg has a very characteristic voice, but he's able to change it just enough in his voice acting. I really just couldn't make out that this was him. So I thought that was fantastic. I didn't know who all the characters were, and I actually didn't go and look up any of the characters, who they were voiced by, until after I had already seen the movie. So I genuinely sat through the whole movie and didn't realize it was Simon Pegg. Even with Babe, I couldn't quite tell it was Jane Fonda. I could tell it was someone familiar. It was a familiar voice, but I couldn't tell. Now, the captain, let me just say Whoopi sounds like Whoopi. Whoopi has one voice and one voice in voice acting work even, and it's Whoopi's voice. So you know right away exactly who the captain is voiced by. Maybe it draws you out a little bit, but then you quickly accept it and you're right back into the movie. That's probably the only negative that I have to say about the voice acting work, is because her voice is so unique and has such a distinct characteristic to it. In terms of animation style and quality, I mean, you can see here, this is top quality and very Pixar-esque. The first time I saw the trailer, I actually thought it was a Pixar film. But in this case, it was actually a film that I wanted to watch. I have not seen any trailers for any Pixar films or any animated films for that matter that I've actually wanted to see for a very, very long time. And you know, actually, even my son commented on this. And my wife too. We've all seen the trailer at different points in time, and we've all thought this was a Pixar film. So my son, while sitting down watching the film, not realizing the history, the story behind it, the fact that it comes from Skydance, he came in after the intro, about 20 or 30 minutes in, and probably sat down and watched most of the rest of the movie, which is amazing for a older teenager to sit down and watch any of an animated movie. You know, he thought it was a very good film too. And he also thought that first that this was a Pixar film. Now he knew it was from Apple TV Plus, but he thought that this was Pixar. The settings. Okay, let's talk about the settings. We have essentially 3 settings in the film, and that 1 is the human world, 2 is the world of good luck, and 3 is the world of bad luck. Now in this, I will say the human world, spot on. It has this very real world feel, if you could say that. I mean, I realize it's a cartoon, but it has a very distinct feel and sort of a distinct characteristic to the human world. Then we have the world of good luck, and good luck also, as you can see, has its own distinctive but separate feel to it. It's a little more like this fairy tale world. Everything's a little glossier, a little shinier, things are very clean, and you can see a lot of times the one thing that stands out about the Land of Good Luck is this Rube Goldberg type perfection to all the machines and the way everything functions there. So that's another unique characteristic to the Land of Luck. It is just spotless and fantasy-like. Next up we have Bad Luck. And Bad Luck has its own separate, unique feel. It's darker and it's distinct. I don't want to say it's like grungy or gritty or anything. It's just a little darker. Not scary though. It does have a distinct, feel to it, and it's almost like, of course, like the opposite of Good Luck, right? And one of the things that you'll notice and that I enjoyed about it is that there's almost like this mirror image like quality, and whereas everything sort of just operates smoothly and perfectly, no matter how absurd the machinery or anything is in the Land of Good Luck, it's kind of the opposite in Bad Luck, and you get things that it's like everything's broken or out of order or needs to be repaired. So you can see that also a little bit from the trailer. Okay, what about sound and music? Now, this Skywalker sound does an excellent job. The sound is just perfect, right? What can I say? Like, they nailed it. Music on this movie was by John Debney and was solid. I'm not particularly familiar with his work, but did a great job. It matches perfectly and flows perfectly with the movie. It just becomes a part of the background, and it never distracts. It never sounds forced, and you never get that sense of, oh, I know what's coming next because the music is telling me what's going to happen. You never get drawn out like that. It's just like another supporting character in this movie, and it's always there, but you never notice it except in a couple of places. There is the use of a popular pop song in this movie. It's not in the trailer, so you don't know what it is. I will say that it's perfect. It's a perfect opener to the song. So right off the bat, you get to hear this song and enjoy it. And it will be, for someone my age, a callback, right? And you'll be like, ah, yes, I like this song. And then there's a dance scene later on, so not really a spoiler, maybe it's a very tiny one, but they will use this later on. It's involved in a dance scene, and it's absolutely hilarious. You will definitely enjoy and be laughing throughout this movie. Now we're going to touch on Sam's backstory. So the intro of Sam and her bad luck is pretty much right out of the gate, but it's cute, right? And I will say that with Sam's backstory, we get her backstory very quickly in the movie. Basically, in the first 5 minutes of the movie, we know Sam's situation. We feel Sam's struggle. We feel her emotions. We feel her loneliness that she has. And we feel some conflicted motivations coming from Sam. And this is like within the first 5 minutes. So very quickly, we are shown, not told, who Sam is, what her situation is, and how she feels about that situation, and that there's a couple of competing things, a couple of competing emotions within her regarding this situation. I'm trying not to spoil anything, so I know it's a little nebulous, but trust me when I say that this way, the way her backstory is presented is fantastic. She is truly a really good character. You're rooting for Sam the whole time. You're always on Sam's side. You have her back throughout this 100%. I will say that we can see Sam's situation and we can see the things that she's been through as we go through get a little deeper into the movie. We're about probably 10 minutes in now. We can see the things that she's been through, and we can feel her pain associated with this. Again, none of this is done through exposition. There's no sort of like, there's no voiceover telling us, did this and had this and this happened to her. None of that. This is all straight, classic, perfect storytelling, showing us little clues, little hints here and there. They're not even really clues. I mean, they're in your face. You know exactly what's going on with Sam. You feel her sadness, you feel her loneliness, and despite all of this, as you see this first 15 minutes where a lot of change is happening in Sam's life, you see that she maintains this positive attitude despite everything that is unlucky that happens in her life, right? You get to see her unluckiness is sort of on display right at the beginning of the movie, and then you get a little bit of a break from it, and then you get to see this very sort of longer scene where it's nothing but, again, her bad luck. You get to see how it affects her and how it impacts her in her daily life. And I thought that was really good because it shows a kind of resilience that Sam has, and it shows who Sam is inside despite all of these unlucky things that happen to her. Like I said, she keeps this positive attitude. She is a truly kind and generous person, and she always puts other people before herself. She is always worried about others before herself. And even when I saw the trailers, I think the trailers are a little misleading because you think Sam is doing all of these things essentially for herself and regarding her own luck. And actually, again, a little minor spoiler here, but not much. She's actually all about other people, and the reason why she wants to do all these things is essentially about other people in her life. So, just a fantastic character. You really couldn't ask for a better protagonist. Her generosity, actually, towards the cat is what changes her bad luck. And that leads to her interaction with the cat, with Bob, and that leads to, as you saw in the trailer, her getting the lucky penny, and then you see again, but she has bad luck and she loses it. So that kind of brings us up to date on Sam's backstory. So from here, I'll just cover a spoiler-free overview of the rest of the movie. Sam, of course, wants to get another lucky penny so that she can help her friend, and she ends up chasing Bob down, as you see in the trailer. From there, she follows Bob through the portal. We see Bob freak out a little bit, and they have a little bit of a back and forth. And it ends up that it seems like they both can do something to help each other, so they team up and they go through a series of trials to try to help each other. Hilarious hijinks ensue, and then we see that things don't quite turn out the way that they should, because as you see in the trailer, they end up accidentally disconnecting the Land of Luck from the human world altogether. From there, our two heroes, Sam and Bob, have to figure out how to rally, come up with a solution to fix this problem, and restore the connection between the Land of Luck and the human world. They also need to help out Sam's friend, and along the way, they also really need to find the thing that Sam is missing in her life and help her out with that as well. So in the end, this is a very enjoyable movie. I can't remember when I saw an animated movie that was this good. It has been that long, and I highly recommend this movie to everyone. If you're looking for a good movie with, I would say, solid positive messaging and solid values, a protagonist who's actually a good person and is a positive person, and is a positive role model, then this is definitely a movie that you can feel comfortable watching and watching with your children. As I said, it wasn't just my older son actually enjoyed this, and he is a teenager. The storytelling is compelling in this movie, and of course, as far as I can see, the movie is narrative and message free, other than basic positive messages, but no social justice messaging. Good movie. I highly recommend that you go see this movie. I think Apple and Skydance are going to make a ton off of this movie, even though it wasn't released in theaters. I think this movie is going to sell really well on the Apple platform. And I think as a result, Apple and Skydance are going to both make a nice profit off of this, and definitely continue to partner in the future on additional movies. So in part 2 of this series, I will walk you through the hero's journey, and we will see how Sam progresses through the hero's journey, and we will cover in detail exactly why the movie is such compelling storytelling. There will be some spoilers in the next series, but not too many. Of course, anywhere there are spoilers, I will let you know. Let me know what you think of Luck down in the comments below. Is this a movie that you are going to see? I definitely highly recommend it. I am going to watch it again. In the meantime, if you want to continue to smash the narrative, then smash the like, subscribe, and share buttons, and I will see you in the next video. Have a nice day.